Hey guys, Jill here from Lavender and Friends, your source of essential oil education and inspiration. Tonight I wanted to chat with you guys about can you make money with doTERRA? And I'm going to do a bit of a business overview using the build guide. Now, when you get your doTERRA account, this is one of the things that you are provided. So if you have an account, you can actually go through it. Otherwise, if you click to get tickets, I will be emailing you a copy at the end of this presentation. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, as I said, my name is Jill and I teach people about essential oils as my job, and it's pretty awesome. So I'll be sharing a bit more about that and how it can be really beneficial for you as well. Now, for those who are new, I live on the Central Coast with my husband and we have 2 young children, and we've been using essential oils for about 3 years. So we discovered doTERRA when my baby was about 3 months old, and I had zero intention of doing a business. I was on maternity leave. I had a 23-month-old baby and a brand new baby, and it was just the last thing on my mind. But as you'll see when we go through in the webinar tonight, and I'll share a bit about how the business works, it actually really fit in with our lifestyle. So we discovered the oils, we started using them, we started absolutely loving them and seeing a massive, massive benefit in our life. And I was meant to be going back to work, and I really didn't want to have to go back to commuting from the Central Coast to Sydney every day. So we sat down, we actually looked through this business guide and realized that this was actually a really good fit for our family. So I'm going to share a bit about doTERRA, a bit about why it's a really great business opportunity, and thank you guys for joining me. Now, I'd love it if you wanted to pop in the comments. Are you a doTERRA oil user? Are you completely new to oils? What's your experience? Have you hosted a class before? Are you a share? Do you do doTERRA as a business yourself? Love to know what kind of people are watching this video. All right, I'm going to click over to the PowerPoint. So this is the build guide, which is, as I said, you can actually get them from doTERRA specifically. And one of the things that I love to start off with is looking at, are you ready for financial freedom? Because this is a really critical, I guess, concept that is quite unique to the doTERRA business opportunity. And the idea is that there was a man, and so he used to hold buckets of water for a living. So every day he would get up and he would hold these buckets, and he could only make as much money as buckets he held. So then one day he had an idea that he was going to build a pipeline. So during the day he hauled the buckets because he had to make enough money to survive. But then at nighttime he worked on building this pipeline. Eventually he could switch that pipeline on, and now he didn't have to be hauling buckets every day. He had a residual income source. And as you guessed, this is a bit of a metaphor for how the doTERRA business opportunity works. Because yes, you will be building that financial pipeline. You will be working to create it. However, once it's in place, it then creates an ongoing stream of income. Now, if you are hauling buckets, that means that you are trading time for money. So you get paid for how much you work. You maybe have an hourly wage or a set income, but basically if you stop working, the income stops coming in. You are generally limited on your advancements. So that means it doesn't matter how hard you work, unless a position becomes available further up the chain, you won't be able to receive a promotion. It means you will probably never outrank those, never get a position higher than those already above you. So your managers and those above them, you can't get higher than that. And you're often working on others' dreams rather than building your own. Now, this is contrasted with building a pipeline, because when you're building a pipeline, you have the time flexibility to work when you want to work, and you're creating a residual income where even if you stop working or you take a bit of a break, there's still the ability to be earning an ongoing income. You're also working for yourself, you're working for your own dreams, and there is no cap or limit on what you can achieve. Now, I always find it really funny when people say, oh, it's just a pyramid scheme. And I'm like, okay, so let's look at your average business, right? You have your CEO, then you've got like your CFO, your COO, and then underneath them you've got the different like heads of division, and then of them, they've got their people down to the managers, down to the salespeople. And I'm like, isn't that a pyramid scheme? Because the salesperson is never going to earn more than the CEO, and the chances of the salesperson working the way up to the CEO is also quite slim. Whereas if you compare that to doTERRA, where it doesn't matter where you enroll under or who you're enrolled under, if you choose to do the business and you choose to work and you put the work in, your income will be whatever you want it to be. There is no cap on it. There is no limit. And so, for example, I am the person who enrolled me, doesn't do it as the business. The person who enrolled her doesn't do it as a business. The person who enrolls them also doesn't do it as a business. It's not till like 3 or 4 people above me that there's someone who actually does doTERRA as a business. So it just shows that if you want to just get a discount, enjoy the products, you can. Or if you want to build your own business, then you can do that as well. And you can be as successful as you put the work in for. So that's one of the things I love to, I guess, share with people that I find really powerful about having a doTERRA business. Now, why would you want to partner with doTERRA? What is it that I love about doTERRA? Well, first of all, we know the oils are amazing. We know that they work. We know that they can have life-changing results. And if you are new to doTERRA, then definitely check out one of my intro videos, which will give you a bit more information about them. They are the most tested and the most trusted, and that's something that was really important to me, was the way that we can be confident in what the oils have. And look, pop in the comments why you chose doTERRA, or why you're, I guess, maybe interested in doTERRA if you haven't yet made that choice. Now, another thing I love is they have a 65% retention rate. That means that out of the nearly 9 million customers they've had in the past 10 years, 65% of them still are ordering. That's phenomenal, because it means that people are using the products, they're falling in love with the products, and they're wanting to continue to use them. And another cool fact about this is the fact that this has nothing to do with the business opportunity. People aren't buying the products because if they don't buy the products, they don't get any money or they don't earn commission. That's not it. They're buying the products because they love them and they want to use them. And it also means that as a business, it's more sustainable because you're not constantly having to find new people and enroll more and more people. What you can do is you can really nurture and create beautiful relationships with the ones who you are teaching about oils, and then they'll have those continued orders. Now, one of my big pet peeves, and I'll attempt not to go on a rant, but I make no promises. One of my big pet peeves is about multi-level marketing business companies or direct selling companies where they are business opportunity focused. And to be honest, they don't tell you what product they're doing. They don't tell you what they're selling. They just sit there and try to sell you this lifestyle, and they make money online. And when you are like, okay, so how do you make money? And they're like, I teach people how to do what I do. I'm like, okay, so what, like, you have to have a product to sell. You can't just be selling nothing. And then it turns out it's like a water filter, or it's, a juice or something. One of the things I love about doTERRA is the fact that we put the product first. And so my intention when I meet people is to educate them about oils, help them to fall in love with it, present the business opportunity. If that's something I want to learn more about, great. But that's not the main focus of my interactions. I want to teach people how to love the oils. And pretty much any leader will tell you it always starts with falling in love with the oils, having an amazing experience so that you want to tell your friends and family about it, and it often just grows from there. And that's what it's like for me. I had no intention of starting a business, but I love the oils, and I could see what a benefit they were making in my life, and my friends could see the difference too, and they wanted to find out more. Now, another thing about doTERRA that I love is that it's proven. So the chart you can see there is a chart showing doTERRA's growth compared to Apple's growth. Now, I always find it really funny that when I enrolled in doTERRA, my member number is 4 million something. So I'm in the 4 millions. Now, I enrolled in doTERRA when it was 8 years old. We're now 10 years old. They've had their 10th anniversary, and they're now over 8 million customers. So it took them 8 years to get the first 4 million, and they've now doubled that in the next 2 years. So as you can see, the amount of growth is absolutely phenomenal. Now, it is the largest essential oil company in the world. It's not the oldest, but its sheer growth has shown the fact that people are just loving this product, and it's a really great time. People are more aware about natural health. People are wanting to actually take control of their health, have these natural solutions, be empowered, and they're realizing that essential oils are effective and they can have amazing results, and they can work so beautifully alongside our medicine and our other things that we're using, and it's just such a beautiful combination. So this number is only going to increase. And one of the statistics I love is the fact that in Australia, less than 2% of households have a doTERRA account. So while some people may say, oh, everyone has doTERRA, everyone knows about it, I'll be at playgroup and I'll go to a new playgroup and I'll say, oh, I do doTERRA, and guaranteed I'll have maybe 2 people would go, oh yeah, I've heard of them. And the other people like, oh, what's that? Like it still isn't that mainstream. And so this is a really great time that we can be teaching people about the oils. And finally, I love the fact that they have such a caring heart and they want to be changing the world. And the more I learn about the company, the more I just get blown away. And one of the biggest, I guess, revelations for me was at my first convention, where I kind of half expected it to be a bunch of hoo-ha, rah-rah, look at how amazing we are. And it wasn't. It was such a focus on how they source the oils and the community projects and how they're helping the people that they source the oils and what they're doing, because they really do have such a beautiful heart for helping the world. And as a Christian, that's something that's very important to me. I want to be aligned with a business that actually has the same moral compass that I do, and I want to leave the world a better place. So that was something that was really, really special to me. Now, what does it actually mean to teach people about oils? And I often joke, it's quite simple. I use the oils, I share the oils, and I teach others to do what I do. That's it, pretty much. I smell good, and I teach people how to smell good, is what I sometimes say. Now, we have a framework called PIPES. And one of the things I love is there is literally every step of the way, there is support provided and training and materials provided from doTERRA. So the first step we have is P, which stands for prepare. Now that means being prepared, having classes ready, having samples ready, but it also means preparing yourself and doing the personal development work to ensure that you have the skills and the right mindset to be successful. And look, any job you do, you're going to have personal development. Now, I is for inviting, and that's about inviting people to hear about doTERRA from the business point of view, and also inviting them to learn about the essential oils. Then we have P for present, and that's about presenting doTERRA's message of wellness and financial prosperity. So again, you've probably seen a few of my classes. I love the fact that there are so many different ways you can teach people about oils, so many different topics, so many different areas. We all have different passions. We all have different areas we love to teach about, and that's something that I love. E stands for enroll, and that's about helping them to get their own account and get started. And then S is for support. So supporting your business partners and also supporting your customers. Now, the thing that I love about this framework is it's a framework. It's like the ingredients to bake a cake. So how you then choose to decorate it is totally up to you. So obviously, I do a lot of stuff online. I teach a lot of online classes. I do a lot of stuff on social media. That works really well for me and my family. I know other people that do loads of face-to-face classes, large group classes. I have a leader on my team who only does one-on-ones. She doesn't like teaching group classes, and that's totally fine. You know, there are some leaders who will do lots of like pregnancy and baby classes, and they might be doulas or they might be midwives, and that's what they really focus on. And then there's other wellness advocates that absolutely love fitness and health and sportiness and talk about that. And so I love the fact that you can find an area of passion that you have, and you can see how the oils can help you in that, and you can use that to teach other people. So again, there's no one stereotypical oil person. You know, we all come from different walks of life. We all have different areas of interest. But here we have the steps and the guidelines to help us to be successful. Now, this is just a little look at the possibilities and at what we call the ranking system and how you actually earn money in doTERRA. So basically, the way doTERRA works, at the start of the month, we all start at 0. You then have until the end of the month to achieve the criteria to hit a particular rank. Now, once you've hit that rank, you will always be known as that rank, even if maybe one month you might have a slow month and might not hit it. However, you do only get paid at the rank you actually hit. Now, the way it works is the ranks are, the first foundational rank is called elite. And I call it a foundational rank because the idea is if you can get to elite, then you can get 3 others to elite, and that's what makes you a silver leader. And if you can get 3 people to a silver rank, then you are now a platinum leader. And if you can get 4 people to a silver rank, you're a diamond leader. Now, the other thing I love as well is you'll look at this ranking system and it goes up to presidential diamond. Once you hit presidential diamond, you can actually open another account. And then you can start all over again. So there is actually literally no limit on what you can achieve. Now, the way that it works, as I said, you have elite is your first rank. The next rank up is premier, and with a premier leader, you're starting to develop leaders underneath you. So you have 2 executive leaders. A silver ranked leader has 3 elites underneath them, and then a gold ranked leader has 3 premiers underneath them. A platinum leader has 3 silvers. A diamond leader has 4 silvers, and then a blue diamond leader has 5 gold leaders underneath them, and a presidential diamond has 6 platinum leaders underneath them. Now, elite, premier, silver, that's kind of when you're paying for your product, getting a little bit of extra. Around the gold platinum, that's when you're kind of supplementing your monthly income. Golds tend to be around 60, 70 grand a year, and platinums are getting around about 100 grand a year. Diamonds are on about 200 grand a year. Blue diamond is around about 250, 500 grand a year. And a presidential diamond is a little over $1 million a year. So as you can see, there is quite a good earning potential. Now, there are a couple of different ways we get paid. I'm just going to briefly do this as, again, this is just a brief overview. It's not a huge in-depth one. So we have our fast start bonus, and that is where we are rewarded when we enroll someone new. So you get 20% of the point value of whatever they purchase in their first 60 days. Now here's the cool thing, and this is where that residual income is going to start to kick in. So if I enroll person A, I get 20%. Now if person A goes and enrolls person B, then person A will get 20%, and I will get 10%. If person B then goes and enrolls person C, person B gets the 20%, person A gets 10%, and I get 5%. So it's entirely possible that I've never met person B or person C, but I still got 10% of person B's enrollment and 5% of person C's enrollment. That's where that residual income starts to kick in. So that means that if I am enrolling people and I'm teaching others how to enroll, I can continue to benefit from it. This is also a really great way when you're first starting out teaching people about oils. This is a really great way to earn money to get your oils for free. So when people host a class for me, if they get a few of their friends together, even if I come and teach the class and run it, they would be the enroller and they would still be eligible to receive that fast start bonus as a thank you. Next, we have our power of 3 bonus, and that's really great at helping you to get your oils ongoing. And the idea is that if you have 3 people directly enrolled underneath you, and you don't have to have enrolled them, and if at least 3 of them do a 100-point LRP order, and you plus the volume of your whole front line is over 600 points, you'll actually receive a $50 bonus every single month this criteria is met. If you can duplicate it, and so each of those 3 people on your front line are getting their $50 bonus, you actually get a $250 bonus. And if you can duplicate it a 3rd time, you'll get a US $1,500 bonus. Now, I do have another video explaining the power of 3 in much more detail, so go and check that out if you want to. Then we come to our uni level. Now, uni level refers to the monthly payment that we receive based on based on when people are outside that 60 days fast start. It's kind of complicated to explain. I'm not going to explain it in this video, but basically you earn a percentage of whatever they order based on where they are placed in your team. Now, there is a thing called dynamic compression, which means if someone doesn't actually have an order, then it kind of rolls up and they're just kind of skipped. Now, again, the beauty of this is we actually get a higher percentage of their order, like we earn a higher commission if they are further away from us. So the bigger our team grows, we're actually more rewarded for that. And it encourages us to then work to try and grow our team as well. And then finally, we have our leadership pools, which is where the profits that doTERRA make then get divided up into a series of different leadership pools. And depending on what rank you are and if you've hit certain bonuses, you'll get a certain percentage of shares to them, which is also quite good as well. Okay. And that's a little bit of a further look at the uni level bonus. So as you can see, it's paid monthly on your team volume outside of the fast start bonus, which is those first 60 days. And as you can see, the percentage increases the further away you are. So there is quite a significant financial benefit from that. So looking at your lifestyle, what would make the biggest impact on your life? Would it be earning more? Would it be working smarter? Or would it be doing what you love? Now, for me, I had 2 young kids. I didn't want to have to leave the house. I wanted something that I could work in my own time, work what I wanted to, pay as much attention to as I needed to, but if I needed to pull back, that was fine as well. One of the things that I've really loved about doTERRA is it's very, very flexible. So you can work when you want to work. So if you've followed my page for a while, you'll notice that my webinars used to be quite early in the evening because my kids went to bed a little bit earlier. And now as my kids have gotten older, my webinars tend to go a bit later because my kids are going to bed later. And that's great because it means I can be really flexible. No one's telling me when I have to work. Another thing I love as well is my job is not to have stock at home. I don't have huge amounts of stock. What I do is I teach people about the oils. I help them get their own account. They can then log in, they can order, it's shipped directly to them from the company. And my job is to educate them and empower them, but I'm not having to put through orders, collect orders, manage money, any of that stuff. And that's something that I love as well because I don't want to have that responsibility. My job is to simply teach people about oils, inspire them, help them get started, and then join them in that journey, and also to teach my business partners and to support them as well. One of the things that I have done is I have created an online training program called Fast Track to Success. And basically it breaks down everything you need to know to be successful into bite-sized pieces. So it's something that you could simply jump on, do a section or 2 whenever it suits you, and it gives you little tasks to help you get the ball rolling. Now, if you are in my team and you're thinking, hey, I'd like to learn more about this, definitely send me a message and we can have a bit of a chat. Or if you are new to doTERRA and you haven't yet enrolled with anyone and you're not currently working with any oil educators, again, send me a chat and we can have a bit of a, send me a message and we can have a bit of a chat about how to get started. So if you're partnering with doTERRA and you want to get to where you want to be, what is going to be the best path for you? And this is where I really want to encourage you to take a moment and have a think. Do you want to just pay for your product? Are you willing to put in maybe 1 to 5 hours a week? And you'd be looking at hitting elite in a couple of months and premier in maybe 6 months. You'd be putting in, and you'd be looking at earning around about just, a couple $100s a month. Are you wanting to supplement your income? And that's where you're putting in maybe 10 to 15 hours a week. You'd be looking at elite in 1 to 2 months, silver in maybe 3 to 6 months, and you're looking at hitting gold in 1 to 2 years. Or are you wanting to replace your income? Now, I'm going to be totally honest. It is not a get-rich-quick scheme. You do have to put the work in to achieve that. So if you're willing to put in the hours and you'd be looking at elite in a 1 month, you'd be looking at silver in 2 to 3 months and diamond in 2 to 3 years. The average time to hit a diamond rank is around about 2 to 3 years. But the way that I think about it is 2 to 3 years is going to pass anyway. At least I'm working towards building something that is going to be that residual ongoing income. So what are the next steps? If you've been watching this and thinking, hey, this is awesome, I'd love to get started. First of all, you want to be living the wellness lifestyle. It's kind of hard to teach people about oils if you don't use them yourself. So that's where you want to be doing your wellness consult. So chat with your enroller and get that wellness consult done and start be using the products yourself. If you want to be sharing these oils with others, then maybe you could be looking at the share guide and working with your enroller to host a class or even teach a class. And that's where you can get a few friends together and you can just have a chance to experience what it might be like to teach about oils. Or if you are watching this thinking, yep, I'm in, this is amazing, then you'd want to be looking at doing your launch guide. Now again, chat to your enroller and they can run you through the launch guide. If you are in my team, send me a message, or if you are new to doTERRA and aren't yet aligned with anyone, again, send me a message, we can have a bit of a chat about that. So that's all. This is just a really quick little overview about what the doTERRA business opportunity means. I've been doing this now for over 3 years and I absolutely love it. I love the people that I've met. I've loved the friendships I've gained. I've loved the skills and personal development that I've gone through myself. And most of all, I still love the products. I still love these oils. I still love seeing what new products are coming out, integrating them as part of my day, feeling empowered and having them on hand. So if this is something you're interested in, feel free to send me a message. And thank you guys so much for watching. Now, if you're interested, my next webinar will be on Wednesday, the 26th at 8 p.m. And it is an introductory class. We're just going to go through a little bit about meeting and using essential oils for the first time. So thank you for joining me. And if you've registered, I will be sending out the notes shortly. Cheers.